Myron Gaines has made a fool of himself.
Again!
In this video, I want to explore a question that I've been asking for a while. Which of these two things is Myron lying to his audience about? That he ever worked for the Department of Homeland Security, putting away drug traffickers and human traffickers? Or is he telling the truth about his work history and knows better, but is lying to his audience about the law to protect his mates? One of these two things is happening, because based on what he's presenting to his audience, Myron has fucking no idea about the law. We have a really good example of this when the filthy little gremlin and Myron's buddy Nick Fuentes was charged a bit over a week ago for when he panicked like a little girl when a middle-aged lady approached his door to ring his doorbell, and he pepper sprayed her and kicked her down some stairs. Here's a clip of this being discussed on Fresh and Fit. It quickly becomes apparent that Walter understands more about this situation legally than Mr. Former Fed Myron.
I think he's gonna beat this case with a half-competent lawyer. He'll be able to articulate, like, look, this is self-defense. This woman came to his fucking door, blah, blah, blah. Not surprised.
My question is, what force did she apply to him directly? What force?
She came right up to his front door.
But what did she do? Forcefully. Because imagine this, right? So someone walks up to you, they didn't do nothing, you hit them. Who's in trouble? You, right?
Well, she did make a threat right before on YouTube saying, not on YouTube, on Facebook saying, like, I'm going to go confront him, whatever.
And do what?
We don't know. And he didn't know.
But if someone's talking to you and you hit them and they didn't touch you, is that self-defense?
Well, why wait and find out?
Isn't self-defense you defend yourself when they attack you?
Yeah, she went to his house.
But she didn't attack him.
Doesn't matter, went to his house. You don't know what she's going to do. I wouldn't chance it either. Someone shows up at your front door that you don't know on some weirdo shit, like, yeah, first thing you did was create distance right away.
But okay, hold on.
Pushed her off the thing.
If someone comes to my door, I don't know, I'm not opening the door, period. I'm just saying, she didn't attack him directly. She didn't even touch him. He pushed her and maced her.
Good.
And in the court...
I think she's lucky that he only did that.
And in the court, they're going to argue, oh, it's an old lady that's one of them? Oh, you're cooked.
And also keep in mind, people were mailing shit to his house. So
why open up the door?
He don't know what she was doing. Like, hey, don't drop shit off at my front door.
If I see somebody that I don't know or trust, nigga, I'm not opening no damn door. Like, bro, you might kind of shoot me.
I think 1,000% justified. Given the nature of what happened, someone that's been in his shoes before with this type of shit happening before, I 1,000% think that she's lucky she only got Mason kicked. Be honest with you.
My problem is she didn't forcefully attack him or, in any case, incite violence to him, and he attacked her first. So
she stepped on his property.
Doesn't matter. She didn't physically attack him.
Doesn't matter. She shouldn't be there.
Is there a sign saying don't trespass? No. Imagine this was a mailman that came to his door.
Oh, nigga, that's different.
Hold on.
A mailman.
Follow me here. Imagine somebody's there. He may not know why they're there, and he's triggered because of his death threats and attacks them. Isn't that the same thing?
No, not at all. He's wearing a uniform. He's clearly a distinguished member of society that this is his job. Like, this is some random bitch showing up to his house.
I know you like him, but I'm putting logic here. If someone comes to your door that you don't know, and you open it and attack them, it doesn't matter if you're getting threats or not. It just matters that you hit them first.
Nah.
And then
self-defense, man. I think once you're on someone's property, bro, like, you're basically, you're cooked.
Now, I agree. She shouldn't have been there, period. But then your next step is to then attack? I don't know, bro.
If we look at this situation logically and look at Nick's actions, regardless of if you think the woman should have been at the house or if you like Nick, it is clear that Walter is correct and Myron is clueless. In the state of Illinois where this incident took place, there is a limited version of the Castle Doctrine laws. Firstly, the use of deadly force here applies because deadly force is force that is likely to cause serious bodily injury or death to another person, which a 26-year-old man forcefully pushing a middle-aged woman backwards down some stairs certainly is. In Illinois, you have the legal right to use deadly force if an intruder is engaged in the commission of a forcible felony, or enters your home in a violent, riotous, or tumultuous manner. Sorry, but approaching a door to ring a doorbell is not entering a home. A forcible felony includes murder, aggravated assault, and sexual assault. Did any of you see this lady assault, sexual assault, or murder Nick? I didn't think so. Yet Myron not only says that he believes according to the law that Nick's actions were justified, but that she's lucky that Nick didn't do more.
She didn't even touch him. He pushed her and maced her.
Good.
And in the court,
I think she's lucky that he only did that.
As if in his peanut brain, he believes in the state of Illinois that Nick would have been illegally justified in shooting her for approaching his door to ring his doorbell. Myron is either completely clueless or is deliberately lying to and misleading his audience to run defense for his little buddy. To make sure we're fair about this, let's look at Myron talking about a crime which he claims to have worked on directly for the Department of Homeland Security, putting away criminals. I'm talking, of course, about human trafficking, as Myron claims to have worked on human trafficking cases. Here is a clip of Myron talking about the human trafficking case of his friends the Tates, where firstly he seems to be confused, or acting confused, about what the Tates are actually accused of.
Well, then he's trafficking her because he brought her to Romania with him. Like, dude, what are you guys talking about? Like, so let me get this straight. If you meet a girl and she ends up being your girlfriend, right, and you date her seriously, because he dated this woman for like 10 years, just so everybody knows, this was his main girlfriend for a very long time. So you meet a girl and you're like, hey, look, I like you, etc. I live in this country. Would you like to come with me? And she comes with you, and then you go ahead and people go ahead and say, well, that's trafficking. Is it really? So by that definition, all of us are traffickers. You telling me you've never met a girl from another state or another country and said, hey, I'd like for you to come with me here and move in with me. Is that trafficking now? Is that what we're gonna say? It's crazy here, bro. It's literally starting to get crazy. If you
Myron is trying to tell his audience that Andrew Tate is charged with human trafficking because he met a girl, made her his girlfriend, and she moved to Romania with him. He's just conveniently leaving out the fact that he intended to sexually exploit them with webcam and OnlyFans pornography, while subjecting them to physical violence, psychological coercion, 24-hour surveillance, false debts, intimidation, etc., etc.
get crazy. If you get with a girl and you move her somewhere or whatever it may be, and then she decides to get mad at you down the road, or they decide, oh, you know what, let's go after this guy, they're gonna say that you trafficked her, bro. According to these weird ass terms that they use, if you fly out, if you a girl come with you to meet somewhere, or if you meet a girl somewhere, they're gonna define it as trafficking. That's what it's going to. You know, this whole lover boy.
Myron, who says he worked on human trafficking cases, is telling his audience that if you meet a girl and fly her out to meet you, that they, assuming he means the authorities, are going to call it human trafficking. This is beyond absurd. For anyone that's confused, the Tate brothers are accused of human trafficking by using a false romantic relationship to recruit the women, while still meeting all of the legal requirements for human trafficking. This clown is spitting in the face of his audience, trying to confuse them. And in an even more alarming moment, while talking about Andrew Tate's charges of trafficking and raping minors, Myron showed a deep confusion about the law regarding US citizens sleeping with underage girls while abroad.
Traffickers. And here's the other thing too. Like, look, people need to understand that the age of consent in a lot of these Eastern European countries is like 15, 16. So you could say whatever you want, though I might not necessarily agree with it. It's legal over there. So if these guys are, getting with women in these age groups, like it's legal. Like they're not breaking the laws. So people could say whatever they want to say, but at the end of the day, Eastern Europe is a different world and they have different ages of consent. But the point I'm trying to make is that they're trying to say that they got with underage girls in Eastern Europe, but the age of consent, like they
Mr. Law Enforcement really showing his true colors. Firstly, he tries to use the age of consent argument when it doesn't even apply because Andrew Tate is charged with raping a 15-year-old girl in Romania where the age of consent is 16. Not only that, but there is the Protect Act in United States law, which makes it a crime for a US citizen, which the Tate brothers are, to have sex with a person under 18 years old while abroad. Both Andrew and Tristan Tate have been very open about repeatedly committing this crime, and the fact that Myron doesn't seem to understand it is beyond alarming, considering the amount of time we've seen him travelling abroad for streams being a degenerate. I could really show hours worth of examples of this, but Myron has presented himself in his content as someone who has absolutely no understanding of the law and no idea whatsoever what human trafficking is, despite claiming to be a former special agent working in drug trafficking, gun trafficking, human trafficking, terrorism, kidnapping, money laundering, fraud cases, and more. Based on what he's presented to us, he's lying. Not only does he have nowhere near the brains or temperament for such a role, but even Walter understands the law more than him. The only proof I've seen of the former career that Myron claims to have is this sworn affidavit of someone with the same name working on a human smuggling case, and this photo of him holding a trophy next to the director of ICE. I would be fascinated if anyone has any more evidence to corroborate his claims of spending years working as a Fed. I do acknowledge the possibility that it is legit, that he does have the work history he claims and does know better, but is deliberately using it to lie to and manipulate his audience to run propaganda for his degenerate friends. So this is where we sit. Myron has either spent years building an audience and disgracefully lying to them about being a federal agent, or his history as a Fed is legit and he has spent years spitting in the face of his fans who trusted him, using his work history to lie to them to protect his degenerate, criminal friends. Which one is it, Myron?